My Bump to Baby is one of the UK's leading parenting platforms. You can find local pregnancy to preschool groups, classes and lessons wherever you are in the UK. Not only that, but you can read our honest reviews on the latest products, days out and services that you as parents need to know about. We also work with trusted financial advisors, family law solicitors and now estate agents too. If you would like to find your nearest trusted expert, head over to www.mybump2baby.com. Are you a parent looking to start a small business? Perhaps you've no idea where to start. Or maybe you've already got a small business and you're struggling to take it to that next level. My Bump to Baby is here to support you. My Bump to Baby business offers training packages, mentorship programs, one-to-one support and e-courses. If you would like more information on how to grow your business with My Bump to Baby, then email us. Our email address is info@mybump2baby.com. Hello and welcome to My Bump to Baby Expert Podcast, where we bring experts from all over the UK to answer your questions on everything pregnancy to preschool. Today I am joined by the lovely Charlotte Bedford from Tumble Tots. Charlotte is the Franchise Development Manager, and today we're going to be talking all about joining Tumble Tots, the process, the benefits and everything you need to know if you are interested in joining the team. I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello everybody and welcome to My Bump to Baby's Expert Podcast. Today I am joined by the lovely Charlotte Bedford, the Franchise Development Manager for Tumble Tots. Hi Charlotte, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. You?
Yes, very well, thank you, very well. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about flexible working, going back to work, and then finding a business that works around you and your family. So I'm really excited to talk about this because obviously with My Bump to Baby, I started that business during maternity leave and I really didn't want to go back to my full 9-to-5 job.
Not many people do.
No, I know that's the thing. Do you know what though? I always thought, oh yeah, I'll definitely go back full time. And as soon as I had my little boy, I was like, oh no. And when you look at childcare fees as well,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
A lot of my friends now, they are finding that they are working just to put their children into childcare, and it's just a bit like, well, why am I even doing this? It's crazy, isn't it?
It really is, honestly. And then if you have another one as well, throw them into the mix. It's like, flipping heck. It's like having another house. I know.
It's crazy.
It is. So we find a lot of our parents that come on My Bump to Baby to find local groups and classes. A lot of them are kind of open to the idea of running their own business and finding their own thing that works for them and around the family. So we're going to touch on also the benefits of becoming a Tumble Tots franchise owner. Now, first of all, I just want to say, if you've not been to the classes and you've got a local one in your area, honestly, they are brilliant. My little George absolutely loved them. And, you know, they tired him out as well, which was even better because I got a hot brew when I got home.
So they are brilliant. And, you know, we find that a lot of parents are like, I'm exhausted now as well. So, and it's a great sort of parent-child. I know I'm very biased, but it is a great parent-child activity. And like you said, it just wears them out. We get so many pictures of little ones in their car seat after Tumble Tots, just conked out because they're just exhausted, but it's great. So.
It is. Can you tell us a little bit about the classes for people that haven't been to your classes, and so we can cover that?
Yeah, so Tumble Tots, we're a physical play program. So we basically run 45-minute classes for children for specific ages and development stages. So babies start when they're 6 months, and we have our sort of baby class, and then they work their way through until they go off to school in their different classes. So the way, it's so hard to describe Tumble Tots in sort of one sentence, but the best way I think is like it's a PE lesson for your toddler where they're having fun, they're playing, but then also you're actively as the parent involved in the class as well. So it is great fun for children, for parents, and I always say for the staff and franchisees as well. Whenever I get the opportunity to work in classes, I love it. I'm almost like a Duracell bunny that I'm wound up, and I just throw everything at it because it's impossible not to have fun in our environment. And whatever's going on sort of at home or in the outside world, as soon as those doors open to the classes, the music's playing and the children come in beaming and full of energy. That is the best feeling. It really is.
Oh, amazing. That is a really good way to describe it. So with obviously flexible working around maternity, obviously Tumble Tots, you are a franchise, so people can actually buy into a Tumble Tots business. Mm-hmm. So you've told us a bit about Tumble Tots as a class now. Can you tell us a bit about being a franchise owner of Tumble Tots?
Yeah, so franchising is a great opportunity whereby you buy into, as a franchisee, a well-known brand, a concept that works really well and that's established. However, what it does provide you is the opportunity to run your own business. So you're a business owner and you drive and push and develop that business as much as you want to, with our full support, our advice, our expertise. And in terms of sort of a Tumble Tots franchisee, you're sort of responsible for running the classes with a team. So you have your own staff. But then also you're responsible for sort of the operational side of it. So how are you going to develop that business? How are you going to get the Tumble Tots name out in your local area? And how are you going to sort of keep those little ones keep coming in? So it's a great franchise opportunity in terms of that it uses sort of two aspects. So if you love sort of working with children and you get a real buzz from that, you've got that side of it. But then you've also got the other side of actually running your own business and what that takes as well, and combining the two. And actually, it really does give a good balance. Whereas you're not stuck behind a desk all day running a business. Actually, for the most part of the day, you're in classes, getting in amongst with the children and the parents. And then you do have the other sort of aspect where you do need to sit down sometimes at a desk, but not as much as you would necessarily with other businesses.
I suppose it's good in some ways because people have different personalities, don't they? See, I am a desker and I that side of things. But then, as they grow the business, I mean, I imagine, they could have staff looking after different classes and they could be a bit more behind the scenes, or they could be a bit more up front, depending on what they want to do.
And it very much depends on their own circumstances as well. So we've got some franchisees with very young children. So they might work in their classes maybe 3 days a week, and then their team look after the classes for 2 days a week, knowing full well that the franchisee is very much still in control, very much in the business. However, that's one of the flexibilities of Tumble Tots, is that, we understand, and a lot of our franchisees have young children. So actually it works really, really well for them. And going back to sort of childcare, is that, if they only want to put their child into nursery maybe 2 days, then that's fine. They operate those 2 days. They might have their child 1 day. And it's a good juggling act. So you're not having to fork out all of that money for childcare as you would sometimes with sort of like a typical 9 to 5.
That's great. So you can kind of get it to work for you, can't you, really?
Sure. Yeah.
I think the great thing about having a franchise is, it's proven method. It works. Look how long Tumble Tots have been around. I mean, when did they launch?
Yeah. So we're We were established in 1979, so
Oh,
we're touching 43 years, which is
wow.
amazing. So, and when you say that, you just think, oh my goodness, look at what has happened in those 43 years. So we've got through a few recessions, we've got through COVID, and we're still here, we're still going strong. And I think that's credit to the classes, what we actually do for children, but also our business model. Our business model works. We're a good franchise, and actually, it's a franchise that people trust as well. Parents trust to come to classes, but sort of potential franchisees trust the name because they understand that we've been going for so long and that we have got some amazing opportunities available.
Absolutely, yeah. So with the with when you decide, right, I'm interested in a franchise, you obviously you'd have to check that your area is available because you get a territory, don't you?
Yeah.
So what's the process from then? How do they make more inquiries?
So the first point of call, you rightly said, Carla, you go onto our website, tumbletots.com, and it will show the available areas that we have. Now, we do have quite a few opportunities available all around the country, in Wales and Scotland as well, and in Northern Ireland. So there's great potential all around the UK at the moment. Then we would start by sort of giving you a brief overview of Tumble Tots, so you understand exactly what the programme is and a little bit about the franchise in general. Then what we would generally do is we would look to meet a potential new franchisee, and this would involve taking them to see some classes, because like I said, it's really hard to pin down exactly what Tumble Tots is. So we find, let's take them to classes, show them what we do so they can see for themselves how amazing the classes are. Then we would follow that with an investment meeting. So we'd lay out what the investment entails, and then sort of go from there, really. So you're probably looking, don't get me wrong, it's not sort of right, I'm going to do it in a month and that's how we get started. You're generally looking at between 6 to 9 month process, because it's an important decision. And we want to make sure that potential franchisees make the right decision, and that we can offer sort of advice, support and guidance in them getting to the best decision that suits them.
Yeah, that makes sense. It is a big decision, isn't it, of kind of going for a franchise, because you want it to be a long-term thing, a long-term success, not just for you but also for the person involved as well. So that really sounds great. So price wise then, in terms of the franchise, how much does a Tumble Tots franchise cost? Is it a set fee?
You'd be looking at about an investment about £25,000, but it's not all one lump sum. So we break that down, and once a franchisee says, yes, I'm ready to go, we then provide them with a financial timeline. So they know exactly what is expected when. And included in that is sort of a payment plan towards some of their equipment.
Oh,
so what we want to do is make sure that our franchisees can start trading before they have to keep paying us that investment, because it's a lot of money and we appreciate that. So, and we know that franchisees, they're just so eager to get the classes started. So we do offer, again, some flexibility in that. And it's very much dependent on a territory as well. So we look at statistical information, demographic information, and all of that financial breakdown is provided to franchisees before they take that leap, as it were. Franchisees would require some working capital, as any small business would do. This is sort of, to start paying staff their wages and hall hire and things like that. But pretty soon the money starts rolling in, because obviously parents book. So the minute they book, they start paying. So actually franchisees see an income to the business pretty much straight away, which is great. That's what we want.
Yeah, that is really good. I mean, you can certainly say as well that you are everywhere. I mean, in terms, you sponsor My Bump to Baby, obviously we see you all the time on our website and stuff like that. But I mean, in terms of brand awareness, if you're thinking of starting a baby and toddler group, you've certainly got you know, people know who Tumble Tots
Yeah,
are, which massively
sure.
would help as well. So if someone wanted to do it, could someone do it with someone, or do you?
Yeah.
Oh, right. So you, if you
Yeah,
had a
so you
friend.
could. Yeah, we have a few partnerships around the country that work really, really well. And again, partnerships can work well because you generally have two different types of people, which is great. So they can bounce off one another. The only thing we always say is that when you go into a partnership, your income or your profit is halved straight away. So that's something that you have to bear in mind. And as long as you're both happy with that and you both understand the objectives of the business, that's absolutely fine. And the few partnerships that we do have around the country work brilliantly. They absolutely do. So it's not something that is uncommon at all. And it just depends how you want to run your business as well. For me, I'm quite a control freak. So I'd be like, no, I'm doing it on my own.
Yeah.
I'll have my team with me. But we have a partnership in the Newark area, and they work really well. So they very rarely actually work on the same day in classes. So that's, again, another option that you can sort of mirror each other. And one is better in the classes and the other is better sort of doing the operational stuff. So that's great. That's utilising your skills, and they both get exactly what they want out of the business opportunity.
That's brilliant. Yeah, so there's a few options. So if you kind of thought, you know, oh, I don't like that like operational side of things, I want to do the classes. You've just got two people that are really kind of work well together. That's a great option as well.
Yeah, sure.
In terms of when, you know, people change, don't they, as time goes on? Someone might, I mean, I'm sure you've got franchise owners that have been there years, but if they say came to retire and they said, right, it's time to sell my business, they can, it is theirs to sell, isn't it?
Oh yeah 100%. So it's a great thing, actually, Tumble Tots, because we have a lot of franchisees who have operated their business for 5, 10, 15, 20 years.
Wow.
Just before the pandemic, we had a business that sold, and the franchisee had been running it over 25 years. And it's just incredible. So when franchisees come on board, they generally do stick with us because they fully believe in the program and what it can offer. And it suits different stages of people's lives, which is great. But when it does come time to maybe retire your bean bags, franchisees can put, and we always say, sell your business, because there'll always be somebody who wants to take that business now and then continue developing it. So, and we do have areas around the country that are up for sale at the moment. So classes are operating, they're running. And actually, some people really like investing in that because they're buying an established business. So they don't have to worry, oh, I need to find a team, I need to do X, I need to do Y. They've got an established business, but it's still got room for growth and development, which actually suits some people much, much better.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. And in terms of selling price, is it a set price or is it based on a lot of things?
So there's a lot of factors involved,
right.
And franchisees would determine their selling price. Because legally it's their business. We would advise them on what we would think to price the business at, but ultimately it would be up to them. And it's very much dependent on how many children they currently have attending classes. So if they have sort of 500-600 children, the business is going to be more valuable than a business that only maybe operates 3 days a week with 150 children. But the potential for that particular business is huge. So you're only operating 3 days, so you've got another 2 days to operate, which you could potentially double the children attending. So there's pros and cons to it for sure.
That's great. Gosh, there's loads of options then. So if someone wanted to speak to you further about that, are you the lady that would talk to them, Charlotte?
Yeah, so right. They can get hold of us via sort of franchise@tumbletots.com. They come into me, and we sort of start to get the ball rolling with that. But what we like to do as well, Carla, is we like to put potential new franchisees in touch with other franchisees, because what we find is that People like to know about the nitty-gritty, the day-to-day stuff sometimes. Actually, what am I getting myself into?
Yeah.
So we generally we put them in touch with an existing franchisee who does quite well, but who has also been with us for quite a while. So we've seen different stages of Tumble Tots. They've seen different stages of their business, and actually they can give a really good reflection on what it takes day to day, the work that's required, but also then how it does fit into family life as well, which I think is really important for people, especially when they're looking for a career change. How is this going to make my personal, my family life better than what it potentially will be if I go back to my 9 to 5 after maternity?
Absolutely. And the thing is, I think sometimes it's just having that scope to be able to earn even more, but in less, but working less, do you know, as well. It's a great career opportunity anyway. It's the Tumble Tots classes, like I said, I'm a huge fan of them anyway. So Charlotte, could you tell people where they will find you, and so they can get in touch with you for more information?
Yeah, so you can find us at tumbletots.com. If you just click the franchising section there, that gives you all the information that you need. Or you can, as I said, you can email us at franchise@tumbletots.com, and that comes directly to me, and we can start to engage with you about opportunities that we've got available. All we ask is, if you do email us, just make sure you pop your address in there so I know where you are, because sometimes we get inquiries coming through and so, oh, can you tell me some more information about a franchise? And it's like, well, let me know where you are so I can see, first of all, the viability and the potential. And if we've got an existing franchisee there, then there's no point me wasting your time. And it's always nice to know where people are and where we could potentially be moving into.
Brilliant. That sounds excellent. So thank you so much, Charlotte, for joining me today. What we'll do is we'll put the links down on the bottom of this so people know where to go to find more information.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for watching our YouTube video today. If you are liking what you're viewing, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can see more of our videos and more of our updates.